Welcome to the 2026 Word of the Year. So I just want to give a little recap too on my 2025 goals, how they turned out, how I failed them, but I still feel like I did pretty good. All right, let's go through my top 3 goals for 2025 and how that led me into my Word of the Year. Remember, if you want today's slides and help with picking out your Word of the Year, make sure to check the link in the description below and you can download those right away. All right, so let's talk about the first goal, which was lose 15 pounds. I totally failed. This is an AI vision board I created. So if you take my AI selfie course, you can create your own AI vision boards. And it just kind of helps to put you in that frame of mind. And you'll notice I put check marks and X's next to things because these were habits that I thought I would start picking up. Some of them I did, some of them I did not. Now, I went from 145 to 135 pretty much right away because I gave up sugar. And from April until the end of the year, nothing really happened. You'll notice it slightly went down to I'm hovering now between 131 and 134, but nothing really big. So overall, I lost 12 pounds. I know. I feel like if I hadn't aimed for at least 15, I might not have reached it. And I lost 7 inches. Now, I did not have inches as a goal, and I would strongly suggest you do that because I went so in April, I was like a size 6, size 8. And then I just went shopping last week and I'm now a size 2/4 and everything's small, extra small. Even my shoe size went from an 8 to a 7.5. I do believe it's because of hormone replacement therapy that I started in April as well. I think it's both, but you can see my weight never changed. Now, in terms of inches, I lost 3 on my rib cage. I measured right underneath my bra line. I did 3 on my waist and I lost 0 on my hips and thighs. And that's mostly because I have an apple body. And then for my thighs, I lost 1 inch. So total, I had a 7-inch loss. Now, in terms of lessons learned, because I was really confused and honestly, I was kind of frustrated because I've been so focused on weight. I thought I had to be back to my, 120 weight from my 20s and 30s to, look good. But I feel like I look okay with just staying in the 130s. And supposedly bone density weighs more, because all you ever hear about is osteoporosis and how all of us have frail bones. I don't know if that's totally true. I have been lifting weights since I was, 17 and working out before that. So you don't know, and I have not gotten a DEXA scan to confirm that. But for me, also, number 2, hormone replacement therapy has worked wonders. I can't even tell you how great it's been. I still have not paid any attention to protein. I think that I am still doing well with just paying attention to fiber and nothing else, because right around this age, I hear a lot of people complaining about, bathroom issues, and I have none. And I really think it's because I am so diligent about making sure I get enough fiber and not worrying at all about protein. The other thing too is I've noticed all of these habits that finally came together this year, they took me years. We're talking years and years. When I first started running, this last Saturday, now Saturdays are my long runs and I can now do 15K, 10 miles at a 2.5 or 3% incline. Prior to that, I could barely get a 1.5 miles of a run walk in a 55-minute class at Stride. And so in 2021, I started taking just 1 class a week. Walking, Molly and I started doing 20, 30-minute walks in 2022, once or twice a week. And now we do it 3 days a week for an hour. Lattes, I gave those up in 23. Sugar, I gave that up in 24. I would say I kind of started intermittent fasting this year where I eat dinner right around 4 and then I try not to eat again until breakfast at 7. Don't always make it. It's kind of like the 80-20 rule, but all of these habits took years to happen. So I just want to make sure that no one thinks it's like a miracle it happened this year. So moving on. Goal number 2 was that I was going to write 25 books. I totally failed at that. That was a crazy dream. I did write 8 books. And some of those, to be fair, were books that I had written already and just had not finished, or books that just needed to be revised. But overall, I think it taught me, and not all of the, only 2 of them were published. The rest are just kind of sitting in a drawer, but it did get me back into the practice of writing, which honestly, it was really hard to get into. This year started out, we'll talk about this in the next goal, and pretty much all I did was make YouTube videos every single day. That was it. It was kind of like a procrastination thing versus a productivity thing. But I did discover that I love romance books still, and I'm going back to writing that for 2026. So word count trackers were a godsend. One book per month, even though I didn't make it, was like a good goal for me. Like I could think sort of in that old NaNoWriMo sort of mindset. And yeah, so trackers were like a huge thing. And just having this year at a glance where I just kind of put all the books in there, even though this didn't actually plan out. This is the actual results of like which books were written and which ones were fails. But at least I think having an overall like annual plan with covers was helpful. So goal number 3 is film 2 YouTube videos per week. And I totally failed at that. So 2 times 52 is 104 videos per year. I actually did 62, and 90% of those videos were done at the beginning of the year. I discovered too, I don't actually like doing my hair or makeup. So this whole look you see here took me like 2 hours to do. And I know some people just love doing it. It's super easy. They like wouldn't leave the house without it. I'm totally fine not wearing makeup every single day of my life or doing my hair. I would rather be working out, reading a book, or writing. And that's just kind of my personality. So something good to know about myself. Also, another thing that I learned is everything I know is kind of like outdated in terms of my business, and pretending like I'm starting from scratch is really the only thing I can do right now, and brand sponsorship's really the only revenue that I made for this year. So going forward into next year, I don't really know. You'll notice this video has no new goals into it because I'm really not sure what those are going to be yet. This whole like daily planner of everything being the same, this really didn't work for me, only because I think subconscious at this point, like I kind of know the structure of my day, and planning out my days every day kind of gave me more anxiety than it gave me productivity. So that was a fail. I had this whole wall calendar, which I thought was beautiful. Again, I spent a lot of time, as you can see, putting cute little stickers and elements and icons. And I drove all the way over to Staples and had it especially printed so it could be this big 36 by 3 foot thing. And I never looked at it, not once. So I don't know that. I know that I'm not going to do that again. Now, what I did do and what I look at every single day is this planner. I love this planner. This is a Laurel Denise planner, and it's a monthly. It pops up. It sits at my desk. I know after all these years and all the planners I've looked at, this is my one and only that I'll be taking into 2026 and beyond, at least for now. Now, if you are not even sure what your 2025 goals are, I would highly suggest using Canva. And one, it just saves your file. You can label it your 2026 goals or whatever. And then when you go to search inside your Canva file, you'll find it very easily. Otherwise, unless you put it into something, I don't know that you're going to remember it. Like it's January, so I know you're thinking like, I totally will remember. I will never forget. I don't know if that's really the case. So I would suggest, I do have a free course, Canva 101. I will leave a link for that below too. And I would strongly suggest just creating one of these. And obviously you'll get today's slides. You can use those also as like a image to, I guess, replicate. So word of the year. So if you download today's workbook, you'll get all of these different words of the years for you to look at and kind of, hopefully jog your mind or inspire you to like pick one of these words. I found that this list is pretty good for theme words. If you are not sure, look at your Clifton Strengths to see kind of like what you want to focus on. This is my Clifton Strengths and like what I'm good at and things that I like to focus on or want to emphasize with my word of the year. And I would say just choose something positive, right? So I think it's something that's going to buoy you up and make you feel good. So, something that kind of propels you forward. Now, theme songs, I think, are also very important. I love music. And I'm always, when I work out, I pretty much only listen to music. Sometimes I listen to books, but not really. And I would rather listen to nothing than a podcast. But this, I Can Be Anything. It's not even a real song. It's like from an ABC Family movie. And I always tell people, this is like my favorite theme song. But I would say pick a theme song. And this concept came to me from, I don't know if anyone is as old as me, but back in the 90s, there's this TV show, Ally McBeal. And she saw this crazy therapist and she was always like, pick a theme song to like pick you up and perk you up and, make you happy and, when you're feeling down or depressed or anything. And so I've always thought that was like such a great idea, even though it was a TV show. So I would say pick a theme song for the year. Now, I would say this is my old theme song. Even though I never declared it as a theme song, I did listen to it this year whenever I was like thinking of something negative from my past and having that doomsday, like, oh my God, I'm never going to get ahead. Oh my God, I wish I had never moved to San Diego. Oh my God, it was such a mistake to leave New York. So I just think I'm literally that YouTube song, Stuck in a Moment. That's me. And so every time I like dwell on anything negative or worry about like the fact that I've done something wrong that I can't ever fix, I just play that song and I just think, okay, let's move on and like stop thinking this doomsday mentality. And that kind of led me to my new theme song, which I'm not even I'm not a Swiftie or a Taylor Swift. I never even saw that whole Euripides or whatever it's called, her Eras tour, but I do like this new song, Look What You Made Me Do, which sounds like it's really like I don't know how to describe. I just like it. I think it's peppy. I think it's cute. I like that little line in there that says she can't come to the phone because she's dead. So this song is my new theme song for the year. And my word for the year, and I'm kind of cheating because it's 2 words, it's onward and upward. And I can't even tell you how like thematically or like spiritually or everything else that it just kind of like positively moves me into the next direction. So before having to listen to the whole song, Stuck in the Moment, now I can just say onward and upward. And that kind of embodies everything from worrying that I have, been in the wrong place, or I'm just like stuck somewhere, or dwelling on the past, or I wish I hadn't done this, or I wish I had, like, I could wish myself forever into wishing I could change things. But if I just say onward and upward, and I think your past does not equal your future. I think Tony Robbins said that, and I really like that. There's another biblical quote, Philippians 3:13, forgetting what is behind and straining. It's a straining, like actually putting in effort towards what is ahead. So I thought all of that together kind of encompasses what I want for 2026. Now, what are my actual goals? I don't know. I will come back to you with those once I figure those out. And just at the time of this recording, it is January 13th. I do not have it figured out. If you don't have it figured out, don't worry. You have plenty of time and you can just keep refiguring it out as you go. All right. I hope everybody has had a wonderful, really great, fantastic 2025. And if you didn't, don't worry about it. Remember, onward and upward. Just keep moving forward. And if you didn't get there, that doesn't mean that you won't. It might just mean, just like some of my goals, it may take years. It could take multiple years. And just think everything that you're doing now will be a base that will help get you a little further towards where you want to be in the future. All right. I will talk to all of you later. Bye.